in Parliament, we introduced the process, when we were 25 in the National Assembly, we introduced a motion to amend Section 25 of the Constitution, which led to a huge discourse in South Africa, and we almost found each other with the ruling party to amend Section 25 of the Constitution. There are so many battles, by the way, which we have got to record in terms of what happens. We have achieved insourcing of security guards and cleaners before we're even government. We've been able to influence a lot of policy discourses on just what has to be done differently, even before we're government. And that is what we actually outline in the manifesto of the EFF, because before we go into the details of our commitment, we then give a context of where do we come from as a movement. A movement which is just over 10 years has achieved a lot and will continue to inspire hope for majority of our people. So the people of South Africa must be rest assured that the EFF will continue to fight for their interest and for all the issues that are contained in our manifesto. We are asking for the outright majority. We are asking for the overwhelming support. If it doesn't happen, we are not going to insult the voters. We are not going to blame the voters. We are going to say maybe it will give us more time to grow the organization so that we are able to achieve all these aspirations, which are noble aspirations. And these are original aspirations. For the first time, we get to launch a manifesto even before the ruling party does, because we're not copycats. We are not trying to copy anyone. We are launching the manifesto with original ideas, well-researched ideas that are mostly expressions of the aspirations and interests of ordinary people on the ground, and then of course tested by scientific developments of what happens. In electricity, for instance, we have the Commander-in-Chief was saying yesterday in our list conference that we got to assemble some of the best engineers here in South Africa. Actually, most of them who, when they were leading in ESCOM, there was no load shedding in South Africa. So we know how load shedding will be ended in South Africa. It's only the EFF that can end load shedding, because we know what the problem is and what the solutions should be.
I suppose maybe the ruling party also knows what the problem is, but the question is whether or not they are willing to do what is required to fix it.
No, look, the ruling party is extremely confused. They speak multiple things. They've got multiple diagnoses of just what is happening in ESCOM. So if you were to isolate even those elected officials of the ANC, you ask Ramaphosa what is the problem with electricity, he will tell you something different. Paul Mashatile will tell you something different. Sputler will just speak a lot of English,
but exactly,
and then they tell you something different.
Indicating that I suppose the problem is more political than it is technical.
They've got multiple interpretations of just what is happening. I mean, like Mbalula was saying, this load shedding is because of sabotage. Some people are sabotaging the infrastructure and everything else. But if you were to go and ask Ramaphosa, is there sabotage now? He will say no. Because they've got different diagnoses. And if they've got different diagnoses, it means they cannot come with a common cure. They cannot come with a common solution as to what is to be done. They've been making commitments and promises throughout that load shedding will end. I mean, like, I heard on social media, because we didn't attend the sauna, that Ramaphosa was saying they are about to end load shedding.
It's about to be a thing of the past.
And so the next day there was 36 already. So you can see they are hopeless. These people are hopeless.
I wanted to come there, because these are some of the things that are happening. Before we get into the manifesto, that of course, I doubt it will be a response to the SONA, because your manifesto would have been written, I'm sure, a long time ago. But I suppose some of the things that you would be challenging within your manifesto is what the ANC says they've achieved in the 30 years. And what do you make of the Tinsolo story?
I actually have never got to pay attention to the Tinsolo story. I don't know what is Tinsolo and what is happening with Tinsolo and everything else. What I know is that majority of young people in South Africa are hopeless because they are jobless, and there's no possibility that they're going to get any jobs under the current government. I know that a lot of people continue to lose their jobs because there's no stability of energy supply in South Africa. I know that a lot of infrastructure is collapsing. The wastewater systems are collapsing all over South Africa. The water treatment works are collapsing all over South Africa. There's nothing that is happening. The rail project, the rail infrastructure in South Africa has collapsed totally. There are no dependable trains that are transporting people for long distances in South Africa. Everything else that has happened under the ANC government even got to collapse